everyone, I'm mkkim. I'm very happy to have you all. Today, I'm going to talk about the biggest concern that most of you guys have. A few months ago, I received a phone call from my son who's studying jazz piano in Japan. He's a third-year university student. Now, he's concerned about getting a job after his graduation. He said, "Mom, there are so many professionals out there. They are better at playing the piano and compose music. What am I gonna do? How am I gonna get a job? Do you think I can make a living with music?" And I said, "Absolutely not. You can't, because you are afraid." But I was very glad to hear it, because it was a sign that it was growing up. And not too long ago, while I was on a tour, I met so many nice and wonderful people. And among them, I remember this lady who asked me this question. Well, first of all, she wants to be a YouTuber. She said, "I really want to teach English on YouTube. I've been thinking about this for about a year. But I think it's too late for me, because too many people doing this already. Do you think I still have a chance? Can I start now?" You know what I said? Absolutely not. You can't, because you are still afraid. Not only this lady and my son, this is probably the same concern that most of you guys have. So, this is what I want to talk about today. Many young people ask me all the time, how can I start my career in this crowded industry? Where do I begin? It's very difficult to get a job and to start a career. There's no space for me. They are concerned that they might not have a job or a position when they finish their college education. And I totally understand where the fear is coming from. 30 years ago, the world economy was growing rapidly. There are many jobs for young people, but now things are very different than 30 years ago. The economy is not growing as fast as it used to. There aren't many jobs out there for young people to have, and they fear for it. However, just because you have the fear, you can't just give up. You can't stop seeking for a job. You must start something to move forward. Let's talk about the fashion industry. It is one of the most crowded fields in the world. New York City is the perfect example of that. The city is filled with people who work in the fashion industry. There are countless fashion designers and models, photographers, and pattern makers, and many more. So, if you want to start your own fashion business in New York, you're gonna have a tough time, because you'll meet a lot of people who have started working before you, and some of them have already succeeded. So, does that mean you can't start your own fashion business in New York? Do you have to give up your dream? Okay, let me tell you a story of a man who was born and raised in Queens, New York. His name is Laquan Smith. On his 13th birthday, he asked his grandma to buy a sewing machine as his birthday present. And his grandma taught him how to make patterns. And he also got some old clothes from his mom and ripped the seams open to understand how the clothes were made. And to him, it's connecting the dots. Gradually, he understood the foundation of fashion. Soon after, he started forming his own concept of pattern making. A few years later, he wanted to enter some famous fashion schools in New York, such as FIT and Parsons. But unfortunately, he was rejected from both schools. It was devastating for him because he had no idea how to start his fashion career, and he really didn't know where to begin. So he started walking around New York City wearing his own designs until people started to take notice of him, and also sent out personal DMs to celebrities saying, "Are you interested in my design? If you are, then please contact me." Surprisingly, he got some responses from well-known celebrities. That's how it all started. Now, he's one of the finest New York's fashion designers. A couple years ago, he had an interview with some fashion magazines. And he said, I tried to make a confirmation. I tried to give a confirmation to myself every day. His rule was very simple: not giving up. If you still have the fear of starting your career, imagine this situation. Monday morning at 8, you're waiting for the subway train. All these subway trains are so crowded. And when you look at the oncoming train, there's no space for you to get on. So, what do you usually do? Do you try to get on the crowded train or wait for the next one? This sort of a situation happens every morning. Right before the subway, right before the train stops, people usually prepare themselves mentally and physically. You know, because it's a war. Mentally, it's very stressful, and physically, it's very, very tiring. If you don't want to be late, you must be a warrior, determined to put your body on the train. As soon as the door opens, use the tiny, tiny spot. And you know, that's yours. You must go and get it before anyone else. The people said there are 3 steps. The first step is to put your one foot on the train. That is the start. The second, you must start a silent communication with people on the train. I'm on the train. Please excuse me and allow me some space. But that is not it. There's one more step. You still need to make a little more space for your journey. You know, everyone has their own skill of making space. Some people might use their backpack, and then some people might use their shoulders, and even with their sometimes bottom. I'm talking about what you've been doing every morning. Can you picture yourself in this story? You did this every single day. You did it this morning. You are doing something amazing every day. So, why don't you apply this experience to start your career? Starting your career is not that much different than getting on the crowded train. Squeeze your body into the crowded industry. Then you will find your own space. That will be the start of your career. The only thing that you have to do is not to give up. As you all know, I am one of the most well-known motivational speakers in Korea. I've been doing this for the past 26 years. Everyone tells me, you are so successful, you are the best in this field. But I don't think I am. I'm still challenging myself. So for the past few years, I've been asking myself what would have to be my next challenge. So I said to myself, I want to be an international motivational speaker. Giving and sharing my story with people all over the world. To do that, I must speak English fluently. So, a couple of years ago, I started practicing my English. Even though I was so busy with my daily schedule, I always made time for my English class. Sometimes I had the classes around midnight. I was crazy. My friend used to say, Mi경, why do you torture yourself? It's impossible to be fluent in English at our age. Just forget it. Well, they were wrong. It's me I'm talking to. I continued my own way of practicing English. For example, I would say all kinds of English programs, such as CNN News, American shows, and TED Talks, soap operas, and more. And now, I can watch these shows without the subtitle.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Just watch them. I didn't say I understand them. You can do that too. And you know, recently I was watching this show. A couple of guys went to jail. I still don't know why. You know, it'll take some time. Sooner or later, I'll find out why. As you know, practicing English every day is not easy. Sometimes there are many moments where I wanted to stop everything. I was asking myself, why am I doing this? I don't have to do this. But I know myself better than anyone else. I was not going to give up. I know myself exactly what I want. Becoming an international motivational speaker. I know it's not easy. It's not going to be easy. Maybe there are no space for me. And there are too many international motivational speakers already in this world. However, no matter what other people say or how difficult it is, I'll never give up. And most definitely, I'll squeeze my body and push and shove with my hands, my shoulder, and my backpack, even with my bottom. And I say, excuse me, let me get in. Allow me some space. Today, I'm taking my first step as an international motivational speaker. And this is my first public speech in English. What do you think? Did I do a good job?
Yeah.
I think this is a pretty good start. All of us here today have a dream. If you have been getting on the crowded train, you are ready to begin your career. You practiced enough. Just believe in yourself. Don't give up. There'll always be a space for you. Let's keep moving towards our dream together. Thank you very much.